Did you guys sit down and rewatch all the previous films before you got started on this one?
I had to, because I had never seen them, so I had to marathon. I know, stop it! My mother was a good mother. This is the story. This is the story I'm sticking to. That
She was
my mother,
quite young when the original Jurassic
and my
Park
mother
came
was
out.
very responsible mother. Not that we were actually seeing The Wiz at the Lyric Opera House in 19.
And not that anyone who lets their children come and see this movie is irresponsible.
Yeah, exactly. They're also good parents. We're not implying that.
That's another plane, right?
Not exactly. Okay.
It's just your kid.
Sure.
And you
Yeah.
know whether or not your kid can
Also,
handle
my
something
mom
like this.
doesn't sleep with the lights on. So really, if it's anything, she doesn't mess with scary things. Anyway, my point is, it was 2019 when I watched them all through. And it was very
After you had been
helpful.
cast.
After I'd been cast
Shut the
and
front
after I
door.
read the script. So I watched them all through, and then I read the books. I did. Because, you got to go to the source.
Yes, you do.
Love it.
Yeah.
You've genuinely blown my mind.
Ridiculous.
Isn't that cool?
I love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I remember being at a point where US movies came out way before UK movies hit, right? And so I remember it being a big deal, and people in America were going, Jurassic Park is the best film of all time.
Oh, my goodness.
And I had to sit there and wait, just going,
When they had the premiere here. They
Right.
had a premiere for Jurassic Park in 1993 here, and Sam Neill sat next to Princess Diana, actually.
as you do.
Yeah, and on the other side of him was his young son, who had very terrible gas.
That's hilarious.
Lots of flatulence. And he was, Sam was like, Princess Diana thinks I'm farting this entire screening. What do I do?
And if you say, it's my son, you're like the worst dad ever.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's him.
It's not me.
It's him.
Like denying it.
Classy, Sam. No, but I promise you.
Ellie Sattler.
Alan Grant.
You didn't come out all this way just to catch up now, did you?
You coming or what?
So, Laura, where is the weirdest or most surprising situation or location you've been recognized as Ellie?
I remember being in Florida in a restaurant and having a 5-year-old boy sitting with his family. And I think they must have said, he must have just seen Jurassic Park for the first time. And they must have said, oh, look, it's Ellie Sattler. Ellie Sattler is sitting there. And trying to lift him up to come over to take a picture of me or with me. And it was the first time I remember being 5 and going to Disneyland and being terrified of Mickey Mouse. He started crying and he was pushing against them, not wanting to be close. It's it's not supposed to be a person. It's that creature in the movie.
If
and
you're
maybe
real-
if I'm there, then the dinosaurs might be around the corner.
Yep.
Oh, it was so upsetting. The most common is kids running up and asking me, did I really put my hand in poop? That's I gotta be honest. Also, yes, women in STEM, a woman who is now a congresswoman today saying Ellie Sattler was her hero and why she went into poli-sci and is now our congresswoman and an amazing one. So all great things,
Yeah.
but also poop and also terror.
She's tenacious.
You have no idea.
Because to me, the line that I loved and still do is women inherits the earth.
Bless you. I'm so proud of it.
God creates dinosaurs. God destroys dinosaurs. God creates man. Man destroys God. Man creates dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs eat man. Woman inherits the earth.
That's the line. I mean, you must have seen all sorts of merchandise and whatever. I think I even got a couple of years ago, I connect myself, a woman inherits the earth card. There are so many t-shirts
Oh my God.
all around this line. I just love it.
That's amazing.
Anyway.
I love it too. I'm very proud. And Bryce was just reading me a Variety cover we did, and they spent a lot of the interview talking about it and what it means to film and women. And so I feel very proud about that.
I've got one really long chest hair. I think we've established that. She's always on the hunt for it. Gross.
One of my favorite things on the internet, and I say this often, are the bloopers, right, of any big blockbuster film. But the ones for the Jurassic Worlds are off the charts great.
Yeah.
In part because when Chris makes you laugh, it is beautiful.
Yeah, it's heaven.
Was he doing a lot of lunging and stretching this time around?
That's what we were just talking about. Always.
Oh, you hear that cracking? Hips, man.
You can't tear those hamstrings.
No,
You know
he's
what I mean? They're
tries.
insured.
so flexible.
Yeah.
He's so good. He's like such a dad. He has like such dad workout vibes.
Yeah, dad workout, teacher.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's like a
coach.
good, coach.
Yeah, coach,
Big coach,
Coach
energy.
Chris.
Big coach energy.
Yep. He's like big brother vibes all the way.
According to my watch, I just ran 65 miles an hour.
And when you see the bloopers this time around, what you will notice is that someone else has a cackle
I see.
on set. And that person is DeWanda Wise.
You have a rival.
Hardcore.
Whoa, really?
Like, I'm not going to try to compete.
Yeah, my husband once thought he like heard Bryce laughing and he was like, "Oh, my wife."
Yeah, we have a very similar
Very
laugh.
similar.
That's incredible. Another great thing on the internet is you with Jeff on a Funny or Die thing,
Oh my gosh.
and he drops the food on the floor.
Yeah.
And honestly, it is just like a waterfall of joy.
Rug, damn it. Who left that rug? Oh, my God. For the sake of a comedy bit, look what I've done. I'm so sorry, Bryce.
He drops it.
He doesn't just drop it, it's like...
Oh, he's just dying.
Jeff should be banned from cooking things.
Yeah, Jeff Goldblum. Colossal charisma. That was the headline in
Cannot
Mexico.
cook.
And we were like, I've never heard a better description
Accurate.
of Jeff Goldblum.
Colossal
ever.
charisma.
Colossal charisma.
We're racing toward the extinction of our species.
We not only lack dominion over nature,
We're subordinate to it.
It's my son. What's your whole name, sir?
Now,
Now,
by tradition, you should sing me a song. My name is Ali Plum.
Allie Plum. Wait, we've talked before many
Yes.
times. Out of the tree of life, I just picked me a plum. You came along, Mama Do, and everything started into hum.
No, you should. But this happens every time, and it makes my day.
Still, it's a real good bet. The best is yet to come.
All right.
That's our theme today, too.
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
now have to ask one of those question things, which is such a shame.
Yeah, it is.
Well, I was going to say, what about a shame in the questions? But I was going to say the movie ends up, I think, on the note of the best is yet to come.
There you go.
When a band of a happy few, educated, deeply caring, courageous people get together, they can fight a long odds good fight against stupidity and profit motive and allow technology to be used well, possibly, and save our fragile species and our glorious planet.
I'm going to start with a question that will have to be wrapped up immediately.
Yeah.
But tell us your audition stories, way back in the 90s and way back a couple of years ago.
Colin didn't have us audition. DeWanda, I don't think he had any. I think he just kind of chose a couple of people that he wanted. I believe it was the same for Deej. I'm not sure, but yeah. I'm pretty sure that was the same.
You just got a phone call and they just went, yeah, we want you.
That's interesting. I met Steven Spielberg. I've told this story before, but on the first one I met him, and when I met him, he said, well, we had a meeting scheduled, and I like your work. I said, and he said, but you know, the current version of the script does not have your character in it.
Oh, there it is.
So this may be just moot.
Chat, yeah.
I said, well, off the top of my head, Mr. Spielberg, I read the book, and I don't know what I said. Something
Had
stupid.
you really read the book?
I had read the book.
Well, you were like, let's do a water droplet flirting bit. Like, how did you pitch? I mean, what were you saying?
Well, I don't know if that was in the book, but from what I just read in the book, because they said you're going to have this meeting about this book that's going to Steven Spielberg's going to turn it into Spielberg's going to turn it into a movie. I read the book before the meeting, and I said, so I thought that character was interesting, and I was trying to get a job, I guess. And I said, chaos theory, and he's kind of cute in some remarks. And anyway, I'm sure that had no impact, but as it turned out, I got in the movie, and so that's what I remember
to
about
this guy about. That's amazing.
He drummed up a job with Spielberg out of thin air.
Just chatting.
Well, no, I'm telling you, it had nothing to do with me. But somebody must have thought, put the character back in. That's, that's probably a good idea.
Dr. Sattler, I refuse to believe that you
aren't familiar with the concept of attraction.
Jurassic Park is just one of those seminal movies. I mean, no bigger 90s film other than like Titanic, right? That tiny independent picture.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right. I remember.
Where's the most unusual reference you've seen? Maybe you're watching The Simpsons and you're sitting down there one evening and suddenly, oh, this is a massive Jurassic Park bit.
I think for me, the most deliciously iconic tribute that was mind-blowing was 2 Halloweens ago in, was it Miami? About, I want to say 15,000 men on Halloween had a parade, and all of them were dressed as Ellie Sattler, running through the streets of Miami.
Run! Ellie!
I think it was Halloween, but it was also sort of embedded with some celebration of LGBTQ rights. That's amazing. I was so happy. By the way, they looked incredible in the shorts and the hiking boot look, which I thought about bringing back, but thought maybe we should shake it up a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, time has passed. Maybe.
Yeah, just shake it up. But she's a soil scientist and an environmentalist, so I'm in a completely sustainable outfit in this movie.
Absolutely. Bamboo, yeah.
Oh, all bamboo, all sustainable materials, mycelial mushroom, vegan sneakers.
The works.
The works.
What is that?
Biggest carnivore the world has ever seen.
Run!
This is maybe an odd one, but who has the best green screen story when you're acting off utterly nothing, or maybe a stick with a ball on it?
Okay, so in the finale of the first Jurassic World, you see the T-Rex and the Indominus Rex fight.
Sure.
And and it was in this very big space. We had taken over an abandoned Six Flags in New Orleans and a theme park. And when we were shooting it, it was at night, and there were kids that we were working with. And when we needed to look at the dinosaurs fighting, we had a visual for it. Colin explained to us it's like when dogs fight. It's like, you can kind of like see what that collision looks like. Steven Spielberg apparently filmed his own dogs fighting and sent it to Colin as a reference for the sequence. So we had an idea of what it was supposed to look like, but it's just like figuring out a way for us to all look at the same thing at the same time was way harder than you would ever think. Way harder.
I like the idea of Colin going,
yeah, no, it's just dun, 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 dun.
Here's a funny thing, and it might apply more to one person than the other, but where's the weirdest place you've seen your face? Because there's loads of Jurassic World, Jurassic Park merchandise, posters everywhere. Have you had that moment, for example, of Rodeo Drive, that's my face? Jurassic World.
Well, I think for you were the first one to kind of like spot the posters.
And, the posters. Well, absolutely didn't expect to be on the poster. So shout out to Colin Trevorrow for making that a thing.
But yeah, how did you feel when you saw it?
He sent me the this is what happened. Colin sent me the photo of this tremendous billboard going up in the morning. I sent it to Alano. Alano was like my husband. And he was like, I'm gonna find it. He found it. He was like, it's at the one hotel off of Sunset. I was like doing something. I was recording a podcast thing. And I walked there. I walked the 2 miles to the location to Nerd Status take photos of myself. And what's great is no one noticed or minded. Like, no one cared. No one wondered why I was sitting there just taking a trillion selfies.
She had pigtails and she took the pictures upside down.
It was ridiculous.
It's true. She was like this.
Like, it was at least 10 minutes. It was at least 10 minutes of me using a timer on my phone and setting it up to take these photos, and no one stopped.
How are your kids?
Amazing. Grown. It's shocking. They're both in college. Can you believe that?
Now, I know you were given a raptor that I believe the story goes went by your child's cot for a while.
Yes.
Clever girl.
Where is it right now?
It's definitely not in his room, and there is therapy involved. I mean, he hit toddler phase and turned around one day and, forget it. Actually, thanks to the new Academy Museum, the archivists there and curators who are so generous worked on, I think my raptor may have gotten a little hangnail and needed a little manicure. And they worked on a nail of his, and he's preserved and now lives atop my fireplace on a high mantle. So if friends are over and they do that, they might see him, but he's easy to miss. But if you turn, he is sort of looming, and it's scary. I'm not going to lie.
I love that it's still there.
I know. That was our gift from Stephen. Well, my gift. I think Jeff and Sam got one.
Hope
I don't
so.
know. They probably got a car or something. I like having the raptor. But he knows I'm a huge, obsessed fan of film as the child of parents in film. So having that raptor model of Stan Winston's is a great blessing in my life.
I've got to tell you, it's very difficult not to say goodbye, Ellie. That is so weird. I just had to get it out there.
Well, then don't say it.
Laura, goodbye.
Real universal, I said. Don't say it. But she's so fun.
I know.
I love her.
Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon to keep up to date. You can listen to my Radio 1 movies and TV podcast, Screen Time, on BBC Sounds. And you can find these interviews in full on BBC iPlayer by searching Movies with Ali Plum.